Learn Chinese because since when I arrived in Shanghai, although it's possible to live without knowing Chinese, it's better to have some Chinese knowledge in order to make connection with people and even to be accepted by my colleagues and to know better the people around and the culture. So let's say that I did it more for the sake of knowledge. I started with Juan was let's say around October 2015. So it has been well, let's say not continuously, but around 7 months. So let's say with a lot of interruption because of travels and work and so on. So let's say more or less 4 months. And I would say achievement have been huge. I think that I gained a basic which allowed me to capture now a lot of very simple meaning that before now I couldn't grasp at all. So now I can understand kind of simple conversation with people or give direction to taxi driver or ask for food or for things to buy and direction on the streets. So this is things that for sure I learned. But even to talk with small talk with people. So of course it's for 4 months I think it's a lot. So I'm happy about that. Joanna has been very patient. That had been a huge achievement, at least for me. So I was not expecting to arrive to this point in such a short time. So, as I said, it's the first reason is that she's very patient. She usually follow a scheme, so a book. So there are some definite lessons and lectures, content that she tried to follow, but she adapted to the peculiar situation of the scholar, the fellow. So I would say she's fluid in that. So she adapts to the particular situation. She's considerate of the peculiar advancement of the fellow. In my case, I would say a lot of patience is very important, especially for beginner like me, because at the beginning, of course, it's like being 1 year or 2 year old. So starting back from zero. So you really need someone that is kind of make you feel comfortable also with the situation. And I would say it has been a good time in learning Chinese in this way. Of course, it's a long path, but it's a good way to start it with Joanna.
So I'm learning Chinese because I am living in China for almost 1 year and a half. So I believe that's the best way to understand the people, the Chinese people live in China, and also to know another language. And also China is a big market and it's full of opportunities. So I believe it's good to learn Chinese for the future. So I started to learn Chinese when I arrived China. It's around 1 year and a half. I started in a school for 5 months, but after these 5 months, I started to work in a real estate company from the States, and now I'm studying Chinese with Juan. And after approximately 7, 8 months to learn Chinese with her. I can feel that my Chinese is growing up, so I can understand much better the conversation in the street. Joanny, she is a great teacher, and her methods I really like it because she always keep you focused in the lesson for 1 hour, hour and a half, or 45 minutes. So you are always focused in what are you learning. This is one of the things that I really like it, and also one of the best things is when she entered in the class, she always speak in Chinese. And if you don't understand some words or some sentences, she'll try to figure out another way to explain it, but in Chinese. So I really like this way to learn Chinese. Yeah.
I study Chinese because over 1 billion people speak it. I'm interested in Chinese culture, Chinese movies, maybe TV shows, and I live in China, so it's very useful for me. I've been studying Chinese for about 7 months, and I've learnt around about 100, maybe 150 Chinese characters, a few hundred words. I can sort of say where things are, ask questions, order things in a restaurant, talk about things I do every day, ask people what they do every day, things like this. She's always willing to answer my questions, even when they're silly questions. Why can I say this? Why can't I say this? She explains why. She always pushes you to try and say more, to try and say as much as you can in Chinese, even if your base is low. Always keep improving.
Um, I decided to learn Chinese because it's going to be 2 years now. I'm in Shanghai, China, and I mean I can't speak English sometime here, but I really wanted to talk with like local people first, like for my daily life, and I also think like Chinese is going to be a strong language, like even stronger than now, and really useful for business in the next couple of years. So I think I'm gonna make a difference on my career if I have Chinese on my background. I've been learning Chinese now for 5 months. Um, I can. My achievement is like I can like in my daily life talk to local people with like really basic discussion as order some food or some drinks or anything to pay the bill or just like to discuss with people if I need to find my way to go somewhere. I mean, it's really make my daily life better and people take me more seriously when I for any opportunity of job and when I told them like yeah I'm learning Chinese. I recommend Juan as a Chinese teacher because she succeeded to put in practice a lot of methodology to make me learn like easier. Someday I feel like too busy at work and I want to take some fresh air. She's really okay to just have a walk and like take daily life exercise like oh how do you how do you read this panel, what this sign mean, or how do you say I want to go on the left or I want to go on the right. And it's not just like learning with a book, you learn with someone like who was born Chinese and who speak good English, so it's really easy for me when I have a question I can ask her in English. And I mean I think that's really great and I really feel that I learn faster than my previous teacher.
to be able to speak to the Chinese people in Shanghai. I have been studying for 6 months and getting better each time. She's very good, can explain the ways of the Chinese culture and teach you Chinese.
I recommend Juan as a Chinese teacher because she is very patient and because sometimes Chinese can get very hard and her knowledge of English really helps me understand. And also her timetable is very flexible.